Hey everyone, this is Michael Prasad with Church Brand Guide. In this video, I want to tell you about designing the perfect logo for your church. So you might be thinking, if you need a logo for your church, how do I get the perfect design? And that really boils down to getting the right audience in mind. When you define the target audience that you're trying to reach, then you can design very clearly towards that audience. And that makes all the difference. It makes your logo effective. It makes it sticky in the minds of people, and it'll make it the perfect logo design for your church. So designers can design great logos. They design stuff all the time that look attractive, and it's great. But what you want is a logo that represents you well. A logo is really the tip of your branding. It's the tip of the spear that leads to everything else that flushes out in your branding. So you want to make sure you get it right. Let me show you a few examples of logos we've done and unpack the audience behind it that drives the design. So with this logo, we are looking at Crossroads Church in the San Francisco area. They have a very multicultural demographic in the area. They want to reach people that are from all over the world that can come to work in Silicon Valley. The way this church reaches those people is by inviting them into groups. So this logo reflects that. As you can see, there's these lines that kind of come in with the mark, and in the middle there's this space that's meant to be a group or just a space where people come together, whether it's at the church or in a group somewhere, maybe in somebody's house. So that's the way Crossroads does ministry, and it's reaching out to this community that is really hungry for that. If you're from different parts of the world, you want to connect with people and make friendships and make a new family because you might be here alone. And this is reflective of the vision that Crossroads has for their community. So as you can see, this design is unique to Crossroads. It's simple, but it has a little bit of a familiarity to it. It's not too complicated because complication makes it less sticky. We want to keep it simple, so that there's not too many design elements going on, but it's really reflective of the overall approach of the church and the perception they want to have in that community. Even the letters are pulled a little bit tighter so that it gives a sense of a coming together of that community, that family they want to help create with their target audience. This church is in Washington, D.C. Strong Tower is a church that's in an area of the country that is very political. There's a lot of opinions, a lot of things going on, and so they're tapping into their audience and their main vision, their main the way they approach ministry to reach that group of people there in the Washington D.C. area, just south of the city, is to empower people, empower them to make an impact. That's the mindset that they have, and that's the type of church that they have created, so they can attract people who are who are go-getters. And this church is going to be a very lively, vibrant church. The service experience is going to be very vibrant. When I was there on location, looking and exploring and just seeing who they are, that's one thing I noticed. They're very welcoming, very energetic in how they present the service experience to people. So as a result of that, this is the result. The design looks like this because it's going to appeal to that audience that is in that area of the country. And really, your design, a good logo design for your church, needs to reflect your audience first. You should like it, but that should be almost secondary to trying to reach your audience. Think about it in the marketing terms. If somebody designs a widget that they're trying to sell to a bunch of people, and people in that, whoever likes that widget, they like the color yellow. Well, that product designer is going to wrap that widget in yellow, whether the packaging is yellow or maybe the actual widget itself is yellow. They're going to wrap it in yellow because people like it for whatever reason. The audience likes it, so they're going to buy it. The church needs to do the same thing. We need to think about the audience first, so that as we design your brand, it reaches out to your audience and they're attracted to it. You should like it. It should represent you well. But at the same time, the main driving force behind a design is your audience. This is New Tribe Church in Nashville. They're in the Nashville area. So their audience is going to be musicians, young adults that are coming to the area. They want to attract single people as well as young families. So as a result of that, in the area of the country they are, we designed this logo to be very almost like a badge. It's almost like a rubber stamp that we could place on things. You'll notice again, it's very simple. There's not a whole lot to it because we want it to be sticky. We also wanted to appeal to their audience. The audience in the Nashville area, they're going to respond. The target audience that this church is trying to reach is going to respond well to something like this that maybe doesn't look quite the same as some of the other logos we've done. But based on what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish at New Tribe, we want to design something around that, around the audience they're trying to reach. This is Life Mission Church. This church is in the Kansas City area, and they are trying to reach people all around the world, starting with the Kansas City area. So they're very outward focused. The logo design is meant to reflect that. It's meant to be appealing to the audience, the people in that community that want to be part of something bigger. So as a result of that, there's this kind of global feel where these lines are coming into it. It's given that sense of you're part of something bigger at Life Mission Church. When you come and you participate in what's going on, then you're able to make a difference in the world. So this brand is meant to reflect those people who are mission minded. Yeah, they might know Jesus, they might not know Jesus. They just want to be part of something greater and bigger. And Life Mission Church is really good at reaching out to those type of people with that mindset. So we designed the logo and the branding, the rest of the branding around that type of audience. This is Link. It's a network of churches where many churches come together that are like-minded, and they just fellowship and encourage and provide resources to one another. So we designed this logo to reflect parts coming together to form a whole. So the mark kind of represents that, many parts coming together to form the whole, which looks like an L or a chain link, kind of a both kind of mixed in there. So this logo is actually designed to reflect a network of related churches that are coming together. So the audience is driving the design, and that's the main point I want to get across with this video today. Your audience is the primary thing that you should care about when you design your logo, when you have your logo designed. So you should get a great designer that's going to go through the hoops to find out who you are best at reaching, and you need to provide that information to them. There's a resource on the Church Brand Guide website that's a questionnaire. It'll help to pull out the right information so that you can give that content to your designer. And when we work with people, when we work with churches, we're always going to be preparing for the target audience first. And so when we design something, it responds, people will respond well to it and be drawn to it. It still has good design principles behind it of being simple and sticky, but at the same time, it's going to appeal to that audience you're trying to reach. Jesus said, "Go fishing for men." He said, "Come and follow me, and I'll be fishers. Yeah, I'll make you fishers of men." When in Matthew chapter 5, when he called Simon and Andrew, and the true same for us today. We are fishers of men. We need to find out who they are, who the audience is that you're trying to reach, so that you can reach out to them in just the right way. Just like when you're fishing, you have to find out what their tendencies are so that you can go after them where they are. And then you can bring them in and win people and reach more people with the gospel as a result of that. It's not about you. It's not about your preferences. Not so much. It should be mainly about the audience you're trying to reach. If you serve them well, then they're going to be attracted to your church, and you're going to have people wanting to come and wanting to stick around and be a part of what God's doing through your church. Thanks for joining me on the Church Brand Guide podcast. Just want to let you know about churchbrandguide.com. We've got a bunch of free resources there that you can download to help you brand your church and just do some media things that are going to help you in that direction. Just also want to let you know there's a video course that I've created to help you walk through the branding process. So if you're ready for that, that's just a great investment to make sure you get it right. There's also a podcast on iTunes that you can download and just subscribe to. And I would love to hear back from you. You can leave comments and let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer your questions in the comments. At churchbrandguide.com, you can also reach out to me if you want me to help you rebrand your church and take you through this process and help you to do it right. So thanks again for joining me today. My name is Michael Prasad with Church Brand Guide. I'll see you next time.